So I did my project for the communication class on Frozen. This slide is the table of contents. The first slide was the title and my name. Second slide was the table of contents. The third slide is the plot summary. The fourth slide is the character summary. The fifth slide is culture. The sixth slide is listening. The seventh slide is verbal messages. The eighth slide is nonverbal messages. The ninth slide is interpersonal conflict. The 10th slide is conflict management. The 11th slide is the personal evaluation. And the 12th slide is my resources. The plot summary. When the kingdom of Arendelle is trapped in a never-ending winter, Anna and Kristoff must find Anna's sister, Queen Elsa, to have her end the winter. They encounter mystical trolls, a funny snowman named Olaf, harsh conditions, and magic in order to save their kingdom from the endless winter. Character summary. The main characters are Elsa, she's the Queen of Arendelle. Anna, she is the Princess of Arendelle. She is also Elsa's little sister. Kristoff, he harvests ice and sells it to Arendelle, and he also lives in the mountains with the trolls. Olaf, he's the snowman that Anna and Elsa created when they were younger and was brought back to life when Elsa began the endless winter. Prince Hans is the prince that comes to Arendelle for Elsa's coronation and wants to marry Anna. Sven is Kristoff's loyal best friend and is also a reindeer. Culture. Culture is a set of traditions, rules, beliefs, values, or standards of behaviors. In this scene in the movie, Elsa is being crowned the Queen of Arendelle and must hold two holy objects with bare hands in order to be formally ordained queen. This causes issues as Elsa begins to freeze the orb and scepters, but is able to complete that part of the coronation without revealing her powers. The coronation is a form of tradition that marks Elsa as the Queen of Arendelle. And it also takes place in a chapel, which could be seen as a tradition. Elsa must grasp two holy objects during the coronation, the orb and scepter, while being barehanded. That is a form of tradition in the Kingdom of Arendelle. She needs to do that to be formally ordained as queen. Listening. One of the most neglected interpersonal communication skills that we must master to be an effective communicator is listening. You cannot understand others, respond appropriately to what they say, and provide helpful feedback if you have not listened. Good listening is a process. It's interpreting the message, evaluating the message, remembering and responding accurately. In this scene, Anna and Elsa are listening to each other. This is the first time they have talked since Anna and Elsa have been torn from each other when Anna was frozen by Elsa's powers. So they're able to communicate with each other and listen and have a conversation while being able to shut out the background noise from the party. So I think this scene is a great scene that shows listening. Verbal messages. Verbal messages are words and sounds that are used to communicate with another person. In this scene, Anna is trying to talk to Elsa about her and Prince Hans getting married and want her to approve of the wedding and have the wedding at the castle. But Elsa is angered by the decision and tells her that she is not going to approve of it because her and Prince Han had just met that day. Elsa also tells Anna that she does not approve of the marriage and that she cannot marry a man she had just met. So this scene is a great scene for verbal messages because there's a lot being communicated back and forth. Nonverbal messages. Nonverbal messages are things that are not said. Examples of nonverbal forms of communication are voice, facial expressions, body movements and posture, gestures, eye contact, touch, and even space. In this scene, Anna and Kristoff are walking through the trees that are covered with icicles and snow when they hear a voice and follow it. They follow it until they see a talking snowman named Olaf. Anna and Kristoff are surprised by Olaf. And I know this because they're their facial expressions and their eye contact. They both look at each other as they back away without saying a single thing. That is how I know that they are surprised and confused at how the snowman's talking and why he's there. Interpersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict is disagreements between individuals who perceive their goals as incompatible or different, or between individuals who perceive different methods to address issues. In this scene, Anna, Olaf, and Kristoff make it to Queen Elsa's castle on the top of the mountain. Anna's goal in this scene is to talk to Elsa about coming home. She tells her that she'll be there for her. She also wants to let Elsa know that Arendelle is in a deep, deep snow, and she needs Elsa to reverse the endless winter. Elsa, on the other hand, wants Anna to leave her alone and go back to Arendelle. Elsa feels that she can't reverse the endless winter, and she just wants to protect Anna from being hurt like she was when she was younger. Conflict management. Conflict management is the process of eliminating the negative aspects of conflict while increasing the positive aspects of conflict. The aim of conflict management is to enhance learning and group outcomes, including effectiveness or performance in an organizational setting. In this scene, Anna needs to find her sister, Queen Elsa. So Anna also in this scene meets Kristoff. Kristoff wants to buy some merchandise from the trading post, but he wants to bargain with the owner on the price. So the owner kicks Kristoff out without allowing him to buy anything, but allows Kristoff and Sven to stay in the barn for free. So this scene uses compromising to deal with the conflict. So Sven and Kristoff, instead of getting angry about not being able to buy anything, they were happy that the owner allowed them to stay in the barn for free. Personal evaluation. The past 5 weeks, I have learned a great deal about the communication process. The communication process is the process of conveying information between two people. There is a sender, receiver, the message that needs to be encoded by the receiver, the channel of communication, whether it's verbal, through a cell phone, computer, or electronically, through emails, verbal messages, text messages, and so on. I have learned that there are many different barriers that can affect the way we communicate, like language, or even the channel that is being used to send the message. I learned that sometimes when we communicate through another form other than verbally, we may mean one thing, and the message can be misinterpreted and seen as something else. I learned that you may say something verbally, but your nonverbal communication may say the opposite. I have also learned to make sure when I communicate that I am more alert to my nonverbal communication as well as my verbal. And this is my resource tab. Thank you.